Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Fire Force Season 2, or you can call it炎炎no消防隊弐ノ章 on episode 8, or you can call it episode 32 in the total number of episodes, 24 episodes in the first season, and then we are up to episode 8 for the second season. Anyways, this episode right here, we get to know a little bit more about this oasis and who created it and why, it's very important to the animals and everyone else who was able to talk, So if anything else, let's just get this started. We have to it that eventually certain information about about this person who apparently appeared in black, and we get to know that the tabernacle was known to be a weapon of mass destruction, And we also get to know more about that when the Infernos tries to talk to Shinra and the others that weapon is meant to destroy everything, etc. But not before we get to know that a woman in a black robe or something that dresses like a freaking a reaper or something ends up having to help the animals such as Scope and then the crow or the bird. They end up talking to each other about how this woman actually saved their lives and then used the flame to make sure they don't go hungry anymore, Eventually, she will use the tabernacle to create a forest, an oasis for them, and eventually ends up disappearing. But not before she ends up saying that she's trying to recreate the world, Whatever the case may be, she helped them out, created their home, and doesn't want them to go to waste. And that's why they're trying to protect it someday so she could return to maybe grace us with her presence, that kind of thing. And eventually, even though even though one of the Infernos that showed up in this episode, surprisingly, they end up saying that thing is a weapon of mass destruction, Arthur's actually not really convinced otherwise until Shinra tells him otherwise by saying, actually, that's not the case. If I remember correctly, Giovanni went after Vulcan because he has the key to Amaterasu or to something else, But that aside, we get to know a little bit more about about the situation as they end up having to try to enter the location, and we get to see that these Infernos are being led by some guy in the horn with two horns, which is a horn demon, which is something that they can't seem to defeat because they require a big significant of firepower in order to defeat it. Eventually, they decide to look into this thing and do the best they can to find out what's going on, Eventually, they split up into groups, We have Licht and then one of the captains along with Arthur to take a look at the information inside the building, while Shinra, Tamaki, along with Juggernaut and the other guy, which I've forgotten his name, forgive me, they end up deciding to stand guard. Eventually, the Infernos, led by that horn demon guy, and shows up and gets ready to fight. And Shinra's trying to ask him, hey, why are you doing this? What's the point? And then the guy explains to Shinra, ever since that day, I was unable to die. I can't die, which is why I'm trying to blow this thing up so I could go to heaven or just move on in peace whatsoever and forget about it. And we had to it that, Scope tries to tell him otherwise to go die somewhere else, but one of the fire soldiers tells Scope, the mole animal, says, I'm sorry to break it to you, but he's really actually telling the truth. In order for him to die, he needs a big significant of heat firepower in order to take his own life away, Eventually, Shinra changes his mind to buy time, and they have to put the demon to rest because he's about to blow everything to hell. And Shinra gets these voices from possibly the same Reaper woman, telling him to protect the force whatsoever, Eventually, Shinra's trying to figure out how is he going to get enough firepower, and was thinking about asking the Evangelius and the Andala Link for help, but that is too risky because how they tried to mind control him the last time. Eventually, he went to he ends up having an Andala Link again and realized the woman that's dressed in black or something ends up passing right through him, and all of a sudden he feels a little winded, or feels like it's an Andala Link. Eventually, Licht and the other Arthur and the other guy that got trapped in a certain room, and look at these numbers right here. Later on, Arthur says, actually these are numbers. And he ends up actually like translating certain numbers all together and says, this is pi, isn't it? And later on they end up saying, what? It's pi? And that's really shocking. Not to mention the crow ends up going with like the Arthur and the other guy with the whistleblower. And yeah. So pretty much Arthur says, yeah, this is pi. This is literally pi. Like 3.14, you know what I'm saying. So that shows that Arthur's not some dumb brute, you know, with some fantasy fetishes. He actually has a brain and he's not that stupid, you know, which is another thing about him. Which is really nice, you know. I mean, like, it's really shocking to see how he can figure out that this is actually pi, you know, just by translating a couple of numbers into sentences, which is really tense. I go like, wow, this guy's not is not a dumb brute. So yeah, as for Shinra and the others, they're gonna try to find a way to put the demon to rest, but they need a big amount of firepower. But how they're gonna do that, but we'll have to see. Next episode, it looks like to me there might be some trouble along the way. I don't know what's really bound to happen to everyone else, but one thing for sure, the next episode is called The Core. So yeah, with the situation at hand and the demon trying to blow everything to hell so he could go to heaven, which is really delusional. I don't know, but we'll have to see. So until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alfazzetto. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!